Every family has its challenges.
We haven't had a good family picture in years because you two are always arguing.
For my family, our greatest challenge... probably the robot apocalypse.
Attention all robots. Capture every single person on the planet.
Hey guys, Smiling Reviewer here, and today we are going to talk about The Mitchells vs. the Machines. The Mitchells vs. the Machines is a Sony animated film directed by Mike Rianda in his feature film directorial debut. I remember seeing the trailer for this movie like over a year ago or something, back when it was still called Connected, and thinking it looked like great fun, but then I assume it got delayed because of COVID, like every other movie being released at that time, because I heard nothing about it for a long time until it suddenly dropped on Netflix a couple weeks ago. So I went into this movie just expecting a bit of a fun, casual watch, and man, did this movie surprise me. The Mitchells vs. the Machines follows Katie Mitchell, a young girl who is about to embark on a road trip with her dysfunctional family to start her first year at her dream film school. And whilst on this road trip, technology and robots start taking over the world as we know it, and the fate of the world ends up in the hands of the Mitchell family. I honestly don't even know where to begin with this movie. There was just so much I liked about it, but I'll start with the most obvious one, which is also the movie's biggest achievement, the animation. The animation in this movie is such a new original style that feels very unique, and it's just so gorgeous. It does a great job at mixing digital 3D animation with hand-painted art. This whole movie is honestly just pure eye candy. Every shot just feels so alive, and I found out after the movie that the VFX team and artists were the same ones that worked on 2018's Into the Spider-Verse, which doesn't surprise me because that movie featured some groundbreaking animation. They've definitely evolved their style a lot since that movie, and the result is this stunning animation that feels like the perfect amalgamation between your more traditional Disney and Pixar animation that we've grown to become used to, and the new incredible animation style we got with Into the Spider-Verse. The level of detail in this movie is pretty insane. The inclusion of some smaller hand-drawn comic-style animations was such an amazing addition, because not only do they match the main character's Katie's movie-making style, but it just added a lot more energy and vibrancy to the movie. I really enjoyed the story as well. It was such a sweet, heartwarming story that felt so relatable at times. At its core, this really is a movie about a father and a daughter trying their hardest to understand each other when they feel like polar opposites. And this dynamic was really well explored, and I felt like they portrayed both sides pretty realistically, which made it more understandable and relatable for the audiences, as well as giving the movie a bit more depth. I also appreciated that despite the father-daughter dynamic being the center of this movie, none of the characters in the family felt like throwaway characters. The mum and the younger brother were both hilarious and added a lot to the movie in their own way. And I loved how the two of them ultimately just wanted Kate and the father to finally get along as well, which led to some very wholesome moments. I really enjoyed Katie as our lead character though. Katie is voiced by Abbi Jacobson, and she did a really great job at voicing a vibrant teenager who just feels misunderstood at times. Her character is just in love with movies and is a really passionate content creator. So already out the gate, I was like, damn, I am vibing with this movie. But she also has to deal with the struggle of when you're so passionate about something, but few people around you share or understand those passions. And I think they did a great job at portraying this relatable experience that many people deal with. Danny McBride as the dad did a great job as well. Even though I love Danny McBride and find him hilarious, I feel like a lot of the roles he takes on is usually silly and crude roles, such as Red from Pineapple Express, or an exaggerated portrayal of himself from This Is the End. It feels kind of odd to say, but I feel like The Mitchells vs. the Machines was one of the first more serious roles I've seen him take on that impressed me. Other than his role in Alien Covenant, which I thought was great, but he didn't have all that much to do in that movie, to be honest. Even though this isn't an animated movie, he does a very good job at emoting his voice, and a lot of the emotional scenes with his character in the film I felt worked because of his voice acting. I'm just really surprised at how well Mike Rianda was able to absolutely nail this unique and gorgeous style on his directorial debut. The movie honestly feels like a gold standard for a modern animated family movie. There's something about this movie that just feels so fresh. There are so many hilarious jokes, and I felt like there were very few jokes that didn't land for me. I loved this movie's commitment to certain gags. Some of the gags in this movie are honestly so random, and I think if someone said them out loud to me, I would probably be like, that doesn't really sound like it'll work. But it's their 100% commitment to these gags which makes it hilarious. Especially one scene involving Furbies was just so absolutely ridiculous and out of left field. I was laughing so hard. But this movie isn't just funny. It really was one of the most beautiful movies I've seen in a while. And I'm not just talking about the immaculate animation, but the message and the themes in this movie are so beautifully executed. I really didn't think this movie was going to resonate with me this hard, to the point where I actually bloody started tearing up in some scenes. In my review for Soul, I said a problem I had with that movie that wasn't by any means a major one, was that I felt it was bordering too mature to be enjoyed by kids. The Mitchells vs. the Machines, though, I reckon had the perfect balance where kids and adults could very well enjoy this movie almost at an equal level. So all in all, The Mitchells vs. the Machines was a really fun time that was as beautiful on the outside as it was on the inside. So The Mitchells vs. Machines gets a bloody 10 out of 10 from me. The first 10 out of 10 I have given on this channel, and hopefully not the last. And I also just want to iterate, just because I gave this movie a 10 out of 10, it doesn't mean I think it's automatically the greatest movie in history, or even one of my top movies of all time. The reason it gets a 10 out of 10 is because I think for what the movie was, and for what it was trying to achieve, it was executed absolutely perfectly. I will admit though, I was in a very good mood when I watched this movie. It was the same day I got a response to my question to director of the movie Love and Monsters, Michael Matthews, which if you haven't seen my review for and his response, you can check it out on my channel now. But yeah, I was in an especially good mood because of that, so that may have influenced my viewing experience. Despite that, this is just a great original movie worth supporting. So you can show your support by giving this movie a watch on Netflix if you get the chance. And if we're lucky, it'll show some studios that original ideas and styles can still be successful. And we don't have to rely on the same old animation styles, even if they are incredible in their own right. Variety is the spice of life, and it's always exciting to see the different ways that artists can express themselves. Anyways, thanks so much for watching this one, guys. I really love talking about this one with you. Feel free to leave a like or a comment below, subscribe for some more reviews, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.